Welcome back, you guys. I hope you are excited for today's video. I really am, because you know I love any excuse I can find to talk about my eyeshadow palettes. And one thing I love about eyeshadow palettes are cool tones. So I decided that I wanted to do not only show you like my top 15 favorite cool tone palettes, but I wanted to make it a little harder than that. We rank them as well. So as you can guess, I have my top 15 favorite cool tone palettes in front of me, and I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to favorite, but keep in mind they're all favorites. So maybe this will help you get re-inspired for what you might already have in your collection, because this is a mix of old and new, and we're going to get into it. You guys know I love talking about palettes. I love swatching them and just getting excited and falling in love with what I already have. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Heather, and I really do love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. My favorite thing is shimmer shadows. I love the mattes too. They're a necessary step, but shimmers are where it is at. But if you happen to love those things too, I really hope you will choose to stick around, subscribe. I would love to hear from you down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. But let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I dug through my collection, and it's been a while. You know, I've been gone on these trips and stuff, so it's been a while since I've really gotten to sit down and do a video like this, and I've missed them because I do love just going through my collection, and today was the first time I've done that in a bit, and I just had so much fun just opening my palettes and looking at them. And some of these I looked at and I was like, dang, like, because I'll get to one specifically that I just opened and was like, man, I really want to use that. So I'll talk about it when I get there, but we're going to start at the very bottom, of course, but do keep in mind, I love all of these palettes. I have probably over 300 palettes in my collection at this point, so for me to narrow this down to 15 palettes, please know that these are really just the top favorites, and I could not recommend any of them more. But if you guys have any thoughts on these, whether you agree with me or disagree, please let us know down below in the comments, because it's helpful to other people as well. We all have different eyes, skin types, and so on. My eyes are slightly hooded, but they're not as hooded as other people's, so I don't deal with a whole lot of creasing or things like that, so I don't have those issues with any of these palettes. But there are a few brands in here, like Bella Beauty Bar. I have heard other creators and some of you guys mention that you do deal with creasing sometimes with them, so please let us know your thoughts down below. We really do appreciate it. Starting at number 15, this is so freaking beautiful. We have the Realm of Fairies. So this is a collaboration palette between Bella Beauty Bar and Sassy Fairy. The reason I rank this one lower is because at the end of the day, it is a monochromatic palette, but blue eyeshadow is one of my favorite colors to wear. It's one of those colors for me, like, when I put it on, it's like armor. I feel like I can do anything. I feel just so gorgeous, like unstoppable. It just, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel so empowered, and I love it. And Bella Beauty Bar has one of my absolute favorite formulas of all time. I love them. And I'll also let you know, like, palettes I gotten in PR and things like that. I do not get PR from Bella Beauty Bar yet. I cannot wait till the day, because I do buy all of their launches, and they launch a lot, so I mean, it would be helpful. But I do have a code with them as well, and it is AOML, and it will save you 10%. Now, if this is one of my first videos you watch like this, you will know very quickly I love to swatch everything. I can't help myself. I just, not everything, the shimmers specifically, they just Like I said, I love them. So I typically like to go through and swatch some of my favorite shades, the things that make me like really intrigued by the color story the most. But the shimmers in this palette are truly so impeccable, so beautiful, so shiny, and just out of this world. They are one of those brands I wear in public, and I always get so many compliments about my eyeshadow, which is flattering. You know, I mean, we all like to be told that something we've done is pretty. You get what I'm saying. But this is beautiful. I also love that it goes from really light to really dark. And the thing I do also love about it is, even though it's giving a little monochromatic, it's actually not, because you do have like this more gray shade, you have the more purple, you have a black, which I love that, and then like the more steely blues, the true blue, a periwinkle. Like, they did a really, really good job with this color story, considering that it is a bit monochromatic. I just think they really nailed this one, and it truly is just such a favorite, and the artwork is just so amazing. Bella Beauty Bar, almost every launch they had ranked like in my top 25 last year out of probably nearly 100 palettes. I can't remember exactly how many I ranked last year, but it was a lot, and they ranked really, really high. So this one I did get in PR, and it was from Adept Cosmetics. We have the Minka palette. Oh, this palette is so beautiful. And Adept is another one of those brands for me that is just such a favorite. Their shimmers are unmatched. And the shade I am so drawn to in this palette is the shade Linda. I mean, I'm drawn to all of them, but this one, as soon as I opened it, my eyes immediately go right to it, because it is the most beautiful hollow slash multichrome. It takes my breath away. I don't know if you can kind of see like the holographic. Oh, I love a hollow. Someone actually gave me a really good suggestion for a video idea to talk about all of my favorite hollows in my collection, and I love that so much. But this is just such a good palette, such a good color story. This shade here, Joshua, is so bright, and in this color story you have like, this is giving like whimsical fairy garden vibes to me, because you have these like more muted mauve shades with the purples, but then you have Joshua here, and it just adds this beautiful pop. Like, if you do a mauve crease and then do like one of these more like mauve shimmers on the lid, and then you see how I have this blue shade here, do Joshua like that, it's just gonna really add this beautiful pop of color and just draw a lot of attention. I feel like, especially if you have like blue or green eyes, it will be absolutely stunning. But I could sit here and swatch every shade in this palette. It's just so beautiful. And they do like these pinky shades so well. There's some in the Amy Loves palette that are just so good. They just have one of my absolute favorite shimmer formulas. I like their matte formula as well, but the shimmer formula is just truly where it is at. It's so good. But this one is just truly so beautiful. But I actually have some Adept palettes that are up even higher, that I recommend even more. But you cannot go wrong with the Minka. So this one is actually the one that inspired this whole entire video, and it is what is on my eyes today. I've actually never done a neutral eye with a pop of blue. That's not true. I think I've done one before, but I can't really remember, but I vaguely remember doing one before. But I really love the way this turned out. But anyways, this is with the Glaminatrix Timeless Tones. So I will say I've only done 2 looks with this palette so far. So I'm not ready to give my like full review on it yet, because I have not used all of the shades. Well, wait. I've used all of the mattes, and so far I've had a really good time with them. They are beautiful. I have not used all of the shimmers yet. I still have 4 shimmers that I need to use, and I do plan on doing another look tomorrow, so I'll be using them then. But so far I've had such a blast with this, and this color story is just truly so beautiful. I think they nailed it. I love the artwork on this too. It's truly just giving that timeless feeling that they were trying to give. But the shimmers in this palette, they are so freaking good. The mattes are good too, but like I said, my love is the shimmers, and these are so good. The look I did yesterday, I love it so much. But do you see this like metallic black? It's so beautiful. And then we have that like gorgeous silver. I'm so excited to use that black tomorrow. I cannot wait. But truly, I've just had such a great time with this. And they also just released another cool, neutral palette. And I'm kind of wondering if I should get that one. But I might wait because I do want to try to get the Tones of Turd or whatever that launched. I love that color story. But this is such a good one. That's why it's coming in at number 13. Even though it's new, it still made it into the ranking because I've just had too much fun with it not to. But do you just see the way those shimmers glisten? It's truly shocking. Sounds like all hell is breaking loose outside, so we better get through this video as quickly as possible. So coming in at number 12 is the Fantasy Cosmetica Ranger palette. So this one is kind of warm, but it's still cool at the same time. But listen, this one surprised me. I honestly love this so freaking much. Oh my God. This color story is just so fun, and there's one in here that's up higher that is a little similar to this, but it's in a bigger scale. But this, she is small but mighty, and there's something about like these more warm tones with these greens and this like cool tone brown that has like this olivey tint to it. It's such a beautiful combo. I was not expecting to love this as much as I did, but these are just so beautiful, and this just creates such a fun color story. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Unearthly Cosmetics Daily Grind, which, you know, that's been a favorite of mine for quite a while, but it's a more muted like vibe of that palette, and I just love this. I think they did such an outstanding job, and this one just, it makes me feel so creative when playing with it because just the color combos and stuff, the undertones and things they chose, I feel like you can create such fun, unique looks. And even though my hand's still a little damp, but even though it's such a small palette, there's still a lot of variation within it, and I think that makes it really, really nice. And I love this whole series that they've done. I have all of the palettes from it, and I truly adore them all. Honestly, all of these palettes are some of my top palettes in my collection because I really am in just such a cool tone era right now. I really love them. But coming in at number 11, we have the Unearthly Cosmetics Just a Taste. This one I think I got in PR as well. And this is a cool tone lover's dream. I mean, you do have like the warm pop, but this palette is beautiful. There are so many different ways you could take a look within this palette. She just did such a fabulous job, and I love their shimmer formula. It's so beautiful, but they also have one of my favorite matte formulas of all time. They've just really nailed this, and they have the mystery palette coming out in July. I did pick it up. I'm pretty sure they've shown it. Let me go look. Yes, it's a really beautiful like grungy green palette, and I'm excited to get my hands on that. And honestly, that's looking pretty cool toned as well. So, you know, it's literally made for me. I mean, not really, but in my mind it is. But this one is beautiful, and I just love the muted tones in this palette. And then you have like this really bright pop of red, and I feel like it just really just adds a whole other twist to it. And I think that's the thing that Unearthly is really good at doing. And when you have like those colors that just add that extra layer to a palette, it really makes it to where you can create so many different fun things with a palette, and she nailed it. I freaking love this one. Now we are down to the top 10. I mean, all of these are the best of the best, but it goes without saying that these 10 are some of my favorites in my whole entire collection. And coming in at number 10 is the Gargoyle palette. I mean, this palette was literally made for this category. It is so freaking beautiful, and I've literally raved about this in so many different videos. Another thing I love about these palettes, the size that she does, is the way you can break them down into quads. Like this is a quad for a look. This is a quad. And you can just go all the way around the palette and just create the most fun looks with it. I've had so much fun with this one. I think it's so beautiful. The shimmers in here are so good. The shade Awaken is such a beautiful highlighter. I would love to see her bring that like into her low light collection, because I loved it on the face. I loved using this one on the lid with the gray and the black, like a smoky eye. It added like this beautiful contrast, and it's just so stunning. The shade Eerie Echoes, and then that purple one, Forgotten Fortress. Oh, and this one, Mystic Stone. Mystic Stone is so pretty. Do you see it? Oh, I love it so much. But one of my favorite looks I did with this palette was with these two shades and then these two. Let me show it to you swatched out on the hand. I also really love this green with the steely blue here. That is really beautiful as well. So keep in mind, you would have to do it as a two-tone look in the crease. So do this shade in the inner part, and then this plummy shade in the outer half. And you could use this shade, Gothic Grace, which is this shade here, and to help blend out this deeper shade if you needed to. But I find that their mattes are really easy to blend, and I love them because you could like see how you could build it up here, but they're easy to like really sheer out, and then you'll just keep layering and really just get that added dimension with just one shade. So you probably don't even need that shade. Do you know what I mean? So, and then do this on the back half of the lid, and then this on the inner part. And you could even do a little of the shade Awaken on the very inner corner and a little on the lower lash line. And it's really going to add that pop. Such a beautiful combo. It's one of my favorites that I've done, and I love it so freaking much. Coming in at number 9, we have the Urban Neutrals from Artitude Cosmetics. They recently launched a palette. I haven't gotten to pick it up yet. Waiting for payday, but I do plan on picking it up. It is freaking beautiful, and I cannot say no. So look forward to that review once I get it. It's probably going to take a while though, because they are overseas. But I love Artitude Cosmetics, and I do try to pick up all of their palettes because they do always seem to be hits for me, and this one is no exception. I freaking love this palette so much. Their color stories are so incredible. They do such a good job. This warm tone brown in a sea of cool tones was such a brilliant idea, I think. And I'm in love. I just love this one. This is one of those palettes I would love to pull out more. Like, I just looked at this and saw this color combo. These two in the crease with this on the lid. You could even do a little of this maybe on the lower lash line, or in like a little bit of this as well to really tie in that pinky flip. That shade is stunning, but I love this palette. I love their formula. It's truly phenomenal. If you have not tried Artitude Cosmetics yet and you feel drawn to any color story, I really couldn't recommend it more. They just are truly so outstanding. The first palette I tried from them was the Metamorph, and I was so freaking excited in that video. I was floored. I didn't have like expectations because I hadn't really heard a lot of people talk about them, but man, they blew me away. That shade is so pretty. Did you see the double take? They blew me away. That shade is so pretty. This palette is freaking phenomenal. Number 8 is it's an older favorite. It's not an old palette. It might be 2 years old now, but it is the Unearthly Cosmetics Sorcerer Smoke. This is the freaking ultimate green palette, but is it green? I don't know. It's the ultimate cool tone neutral palette. It is freaking beautiful. I love it so much. I actually have a neutral palette ahead of this one that I love even more, but I love this palette with my whole entire heart. This color story is everything that I want in a neutral palette. I love these shades of green she chose, but this shade, Prophecy, I just love how swampy it is. When you catch me swatching a matte, you know I freaking love that shade, but these on the eye, oh, just swatching that makes me want to create a look. That is so pretty. This shade Sorcerous, oh my god. This brand knows how to freaking create a color story. She just has such a good eye for color, and you can tell when a brand owner is an artist, I feel like, or has some kind of art background. It just shows in the way they create product and put things together, and this one is just so good. It's been a favorite since the moment it came into my hands, and around this time is really when I started picking up a lot of launches from Unearthly Cosmetics, and I really started reviewing most of their products, and I've been smitten ever since. They are one of my top favorite brands. This palette is one of the ones that made me fall in love with Adept Cosmetics, and it's coming in at, I think, number 7. Yes, number 7. And it's the Amy Loves palette. This is like one of the best cool tone palettes I've ever seen, and she nailed it. Oh my god, this palette is so good. I love the grays with the moody blues and the pops of pink and the silver. Oh, this one is so good. I've had so much fun with this. This was the palette that I took with me to Vegas when I went to the first Creators and Friends event that I went to. Like, does this shade not scream Vegas? I mean, it's literally called Glam too, but this is what I meant earlier when I said Adept can do those like glittery, like pinky shades so well. It's not glittery, but you get what I'm saying. I meant glitzy, but the word just doesn't feel enough. And look at that silver. I still see Amy like post about this palette all the time. I actually just saw her post a reel yesterday. At least I think it was a new reel. And I'm just like, girl, post it. I would scream it from the rooftops if I created this palette, because she did such a freaking good job with them. I would love to see them do a round 2. We need to make that happen, because, oh, this shade, Lavender, I think this is still available as well. If you don't have it, I really recommend. I love the mattes as well. But the fact that you have like all of these gorgeous, gorgeous shimmers. This is a really pretty hollow. And then you pair them with these more muted tone mattes. Really makes these shimmers pop, and they're phenomenal, you guys. Let me go look on the site and make sure this is still available. Yes, it is still available. And let me just go ahead and add it in here. This blush palette is, well, blush and highlight palette is one of my most used face products in my collection. I am notoriously terrible at remembering my cheek products that are in palettes, but I don't forget this one. I don't ever forget this one. I use it all the freaking time. These highlights, I mean, I know this isn't about this, but since we're already talking about it, this is one of my favorite highlights in my collection. Like, it is so, the lighting isn't giving, you know? but it is just so smooth and silky. I'm gonna make these swatches bigger. It's kind of like the one I have on, but pinky. Oh, if you like this, I'm telling you, you will love them so much. The blushes are really, really good too. And I love that she did the pink and the red. I think it's such a good combo. I love these. And I've heard like people say they were afraid to get these because of the packaging. Even though it looks sparkly and like you can, it's still smooth. It doesn't feel like rough. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a little texture there, don't get me wrong, but it's not scratchy. It doesn't scratch my other palette. Coming in at number 6, this one snuck up on me. It was actually one of 2 palettes, and I expected to love the other one more, but fell in love with this one. And it's from Dieverune Cosmetics. We have the Warlock of the Wood. This is a collaboration with Basket Case Beauty, and this was her palette. And let's give a round of applause for the artwork, if I could spit it out. But this color story is phenomenal. That green on the bottom, oh my god, that is the most gorgeous green shimmer I have ever seen in my whole existence. It is beautiful, but a gray, black, smoky eye with that green on the lid. Ooh, and I'm going to another Creators and Friends, but do you see the brown base? I'm all over the place. I get so excited. It has like that brown base. It's so pretty. But I'm going to another Creators and Friends event. It's for Halloween, and I'm trying to figure out like what I want my costume to be. Let me know if you have any ideas. Please, I need help. Like, I need all the help I can get. But looking at this makes me want to like wear this for something. It could be fun. Maybe I should be a fairy. I love fairies. I'm always talking about them. Or something from like a fantasy book that I love. That could be fun. Now I have ideas popping in my head. But Dieverune just came in here into the indie community and said, hello, I'm here. Love me. And I did. From the moment they existed as a brand, I've loved the owner of this brand for quite a while. She is a great person to follow over on Instagram. I've been following her for a really long time. She is really creative and obviously creative and talented as a brand owner as well. She has a phenomenal formula. Every product she has come out with has just been such a hit for me. Like, do you see how wet that is? Imagine it on the face. Like, her highlights are fantastic. I love everything. I love her matte formula. I love her ideas, the concepts, the color stories, everything. They're beautiful. And seeing this makes me want to play with it so bad. But this brand just has me on the edge of my freaking seat, waiting for the next thing. I really, really, really just love them. Now we are down to the top 5, and I love these. So I think you might actually be surprised by the way I arranged these, because some that were in the top, like the #1 spot, the one that was in the #1 spot is no longer in the #1 spot. And some things have moved around. The longer I've used some of these, I've kind of changed my mind on how I feel about them. So let's start with number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the Emo palette from Adept Cosmetics. I freaking love this palette with my whole entire heart. Oh my god, I think they nailed this. First of all, I love the yin and yang situation on the front, but this color story is so phenomenal. I love the mattes that they chose. You have like the more murky tones over here with the more like muted pops of color over here, and then the shimmers. Like I said, the shimmers are always where it's at with this brand. MC1 is so freaking good. And as much as I love the Minka palette, this one is just next level. The shade Seafoam is so delicious. But do you see these? These shimmers are just absolutely impeccable. And it's not even just the shimmers, it's the mattes they paired them with. They make them stand out even more, and I love them with my whole entire heart. That last one barely even swatched. But yeah, they're so beautiful. I get so excited every time I look at them, and I loved the looks that I created. I truly could not recommend checking out that video more. I had so much fun with it. This palette to me is just so inspiring, and I loved creating with it. There's some really fun, like, unexpected combos, I feel like, to be made in here. Like, these more murky tones with the shade on the lid is so unexpected, especially if you add it, like where I added the blue, and then do the shade on the lid, on the rest of the lid, and then maybe this as an inner corner pop, or you could even do a little bit of that in the very inner corner. There's a lot of fun to be had with this one. And if I'm pretty sure I do have videos with all of these. Actually, I'm positive I do. I'll have them all linked down below. Now, the one with the Sorcerer Smoke is an older video, and in that video, I did voiceovers. My camera wasn't as good, my lighting wasn't as good, or anything, so, I mean, watch it at your own leisure, but I'm just saying. But I love that one. It's so phenomenal. Coming in at number 4, this one is going to shock you because this was my #1 palette of last year, and it was actually my #1 palette in my whole entire collection, and it's still like one of my top favorites, but it's now finding itself in the 4th place, and it is the Poison Garden. I freaking love this palette. I love the artwork. Listen, this is one of those brands that, like, there's quite a few actually. I am so excited for Halloween. Like, they have me wishing my life away because I just cannot wait until their next Halloween launch. I am so excited. They truly they did the most this year. Like I said, this was my #1 palette of 2024, and it's still, like, in my top 5. It's so good. I love these, like, cool grungy tones, and the shimmers, the dark shimmers, they're so freaking beautiful. You do have some lighter ones as well, like this shimmer, for instance, and then this one is lighter. You have this one up here. This one, Wolfsbane, is a little bit lighter, but I have so many videos, like, in depth talking about this palette specifically. I even have a Bella Beauty Bar ranking that I recommend checking out, where I really go in depth over this palette, but I love this one. There are so many fun looks that you could create with this. My eye automatically just goes right here to this corner, but playing with these tones with this shade is so fun. I always talk about these two shades, Belladonna. I love Belladonna. Oh, Belladonna. It's such a good shade. It's one of my favorites, but I also love Poison Hemlock, and they're, like, 2 of my favorite shimmers in my whole entire collection. Belladonna just takes my breath away. It's truly just so special. I love dark shimmers because I love adding them to the outer part to meet up with those darker mattes. I always love using those deeper mattes in the outer corner because I love dramatic eye looks, but it's a personal preference, and if you yourself love them, I think you will love this too, but I think it's beautiful. Even if it's not a standalone palette for you, it's a good add-in. Like, you could use this with a lot of others. There's actually another palette that I'm going to be talking about in just a minute that I think would go really good with this palette. So, now we are down to the top 3. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, the best of the best. And number 3 is a new palette to me, but it is an 18 pan palette, and I've already done 3 looks with it, so I've used every shade, some more than once, and I can say without hesitation that I love this so freaking much. This palette is so good. Let me just tell you what it is first. It is the Gourmande Girls Mocha Moment. Oh my God. Listen, when she told me she was coming out with the neutral palette, I was like, oh, that's cool. Because it makes sense, you know, especially for indie brands. Neutral palettes for indie brands are not that easy to find. So When she told me she was coming out with one, it made sense, especially because she doesn't have one yet. And I thought it would be good for her brand to have one. But when I got this in my hands, this palette is one of the best palettes I have tried this year. It is so freaking fantastic. It literally dethroned my favorite neutral palette that has been my favorite for 5 years. I love this palette so much. The color story is phenomenal. I love these cool tones. They're kind of grungy. It's like neutral with a twist, which is what I love. And the matte formula from Gourmande Girls is one of the best matte formulas. They are pigmented. They layer so you can get the dimension with just the one shade. They blend like so effortlessly. Such a beginner friendly formula. But these shimmers, like, I have always loved the Gourmande Girls shimmer formula, but these are next freaking level. These golds, this silver, well, it's more like a purple silver. It's giving Adept, you know, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, I literally wrote her and was like, I am so freaking proud of you. Like, oh my God. She did such a phenomenal job. This is one of my favorite palettes. I just truly cannot find the words. I love this so much. I've already created 3 fun looks with it. I literally just stopped filming with it the other day, but it's releasing on the June 30th at 11 a.m. EST. If you guys are interested, I don't know if this video will be up before then. I don't think it will though. So by the time you're seeing this, it's probably already available. I could not recommend it more, guys. It's so freaking beautiful, especially if you're one of the people that's been in my comments telling me that you want indie shadows that are neutrals, like the special shimmer shades that are neutrals. This is it. This is what you've been waiting for. And these two specifically are so beautiful. Like she did the damn thing. She really did. And I am so happy for her. I hope this launch goes so well. But that is why this ranks number 3. Honestly, I can see this being in my very top for the end of the year. We'll have to see. I do plan on doing my 6-month ranking very soon. I'm waiting until I finish reviewing the palette that I'm reviewing now, and then I'm going to film it. So, coming in at number 2, this is one of my favorite palettes of all time as well. And it is the Unearthly Cosmetics Not Normal palette. This is what my soul looks like. I love this freaking palette. This color story is everything to me. I love how cool and beautiful it is, but then you have this gorgeous freaking emerald shade, and like the way she put that shade right beside that shade Topaz, she knew what she was doing. I feel like we should have like an indie brand award ceremony where brands should get awards, because she deserves an award for this. This is so good. I love this color story. I know this is the remastered version. I did not have the original, but even from what I could see, the original was beautiful. But I love that she added more shades and made it bigger, and then put the new formula and stuff in here, because I feel like she really stepped it up. And honestly, I don't always buy when a brand reformulates something. I don't always pick it up like the new one. It's very rare that I do, but I can honestly say if I had that palette, I would buy this. I would totally buy this, because it's just so good. And again, it's the quad thing too. Like I said earlier with the Gargoyle, she does that with all of her palettes. This is such a good eye look. I took this with me on all of my trips that I've been on this year and created some really fun looks. But I was kind of like, when I took it to Croatia and Greece, I'm like, you know, I love this palette, but I probably should have brought some more like spring or vibrant colors. I'm over here in like full grunge in Greece. Make it make sense. But truly, if I ever created a collab, it would probably look like this. I love it. Now, the number one kind of shocks me, and I honestly sat here dumbfounded for quite a long time trying to convince myself not to put it as number one, because when I reviewed the palette, I did not give it a bad review, but it's because it's fabulous quality, but I just didn't feel like as excited about it as I wanted to. But now I kind of think, after using it more and even looking at it, I think it was just, I was in a funk mentally or something, and that's why, because I love this with my whole entire heart. And it's the Green Goddess from Bella Beauty Bar. First of all, this artwork is 10 out of 10. Who's surprised? Not me. But this color story is so phenomenal. And the shimmers that are in this palette are next level. But that's what I was talking about when I was talking about the Ranger palette. I love them both because they are different. Like the tones and stuff are different. You have the brighter green in the Ranger, and then the undertones of the reds are different. But you do kind of get similar vibes, although this is like the bigger version, so you do get a little more variation out of this one as well. But I feel like that palette would go so freaking well with this one, and I'm kind of thinking we should do something with these two together, because this one is kind of like this one's brighter little sister. You see what I'm saying? But this palette has just grown on me. This color story is so freaking beautiful, and I just love those greens with the reds. I think I was just feeling like uninspired by life. We've had a lot of bad crap going on, a lot of stuff that I can't talk about because it's not just about me, you know, but a lot of negativity. And as much as I don't want it to affect my videos, sometimes it does. But do you see those shimmers? Those are so freaking beautiful. And oh my god, like I want to use this now. So I'm thinking we should do a look mixing these two palettes. I just need to find a way to make it a more interesting video so that people will actually watch it. But I feel like that needs to happen. This is just so pretty. Look at that one. And it's been a while. I haven't retched for this in a little over a month at least, I'd say. Do you see that? It needs to happen, you guys. But I feel like these lighter shades in this palette will go so well with the darker shades in that one. But let me know if you have both and if you've mixed them. I love mixing palettes. Before I started my channel, I always used like 3 or 4 palettes at a time. That was like my favorite way to do my makeup. I loved doing eyeshadow like that, and now I don't get to mix as much as I would like to unless I'm not filming. But yeah, I think it could be fun. I am going to start my memberships on my channel soon. I've just been trying to wait until I'm like 100% feeling better and over this sinus infection and everything. But we might do stuff like that in the memberships. That could be really fun. But I had so much fun doing this. I'm thinking we could do warm tones next. And then maybe we can switch to like theming and stuff like that. But I love the videos like these. I love talking about palettes, and I love hearing what your guys' favorites are. So you're gonna have to rank at least your top 3, top 5 favorite cool tone palettes for me down below, because maybe I'm missing out on something. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for spending your time with me every week. It really does mean so much, and I just love reading your guys' comments, and I just feel like I have a relationship with every one of you, and it really does just mean the world to me, and I appreciate you being here, so thank you. But yeah, stay tuned for my video on this look, and until next time, bye!